During the covert operations of World War II, the ability to eliminate targets silently was an absolute necessity for survival behind enemy lines. Today we catalogue every single verified suppressed weapon utilized by clandestine operatives, commandos and partisans during the conflict. These are the highly classified firearms that struck from the shadows without making a sound. First, we have the Dil Commando Carbine. This unique British weapon was fitted with a massive integral suppressor, making it one of the quietest military firearms ever built. Engineers purposefully chambered the weapon for the American .45 caliber cartridge because the heavy bullet naturally travels at subsonic speeds. By combining this slow ammunition with a suppressor that spanned the entire length of the barrel, the firing signature was reduced to a mere whisper. In fact, the mechanical click of the bolt action was noticeably louder than the actual muzzle report of the gunshot. Elite units relied heavily on this exceptional carbine for taking out sentries during nighttime raids deep inside hostile territory. Next, we have the Wellrod Pistol. This was a highly specialized bolt-action clandestine sidearm designed exclusively for silent close-quarters assassinations by British and American operatives. Unlike standard semi-automatic handguns, the manual bolt-action design completely eliminated the loud metallic clatter of moving internal parts during the firing sequence. The weapon featured an integrated silencer housing a series of internal rubber baffles that wiped the bullet as it exited, trapping the expanding explosive gases. Because these rubber wipes deteriorated quickly with every shot, the weapon was only effective for a very limited number of engagements before requiring maintenance. Nevertheless, it remains one of the most legendary and effective covert assassination tools issued during World War II. Let us continue with the Stenmark II. This firearm was an integrally suppressed variant of the standard British submachine gun, used extensively by commandos for nighttime raids and ambush operations. To prevent the standard 9mm ammunition from breaking the sound barrier, designers drilled a series of specific holes directly into the barrel. These holes safely bled off excess gas pressure into the surrounding suppressor jacket, effectively slowing the projectile down to a subsonic velocity. The weapon was incredibly successful, but operators had to fire in short bursts to prevent the canvas heat shield from catching fire due to immense trapped heat. It provided clandestine forces with vital automatic firepower while maintaining the crucial element of auditory surprise against the enemy. Next, we have the high-standard HDM. This was an integrally suppressed .22 caliber American pistol, heavily favored by operatives of the Office of Strategic Services for stealthy sentry removal. The entire barrel of the handgun was enclosed in a specialized sound moderator packed with fine wire mesh and metal baffles. Because the .22 caliber rimfire cartridge produces a relatively small amount of expanding gas, the internal mesh absorbed the firing report with astonishing efficiency. The director of the intelligence agency famously demonstrated its near-silent capability by firing an entire magazine inside the Oval Office without the president even noticing. It became the absolute gold standard for American spies requiring a reliable, easily concealable weapon for highly sensitive intelligence missions. Moving forward, we have the Nagant M1895 equipped with a BRAMET device. While standard revolvers cannot be effectively suppressed due to gas escaping from the cylinder gap, this unique Soviet sidearm utilized a brilliant gas seal design. When the operator pulled the trigger, the entire cylinder pushed forward to lock tightly against the barrel, completely sealing the explosive gases inside the weapon. Because of this rare mechanical feature, Soviet engineers successfully attached the BRAMET sound moderator to the muzzle for highly effective sound suppression. The device contains soft rubber wipes that trapped the remaining pressure, turning the loud gunshot into a dull, muffled thud. Elite Soviet scouts and partisan fighters utilized this specific configuration to silently eliminate guards without alerting nearby German patrols. Let us look next at the Mosen Nagant, paired with the BRAMET device. This was the standard Soviet frontline infantry rifle, specially fitted with a tubular sound moderator for partisan fighters and covert sniper use. Firing standard supersonic ammunition through the device would simply destroy the internal rubber baffles, so operators were issued highly specialized reduced charge cartridges. These custom loads fired a lighter bullet at a significantly lower velocity, preventing the sonic boom that would immediately give away the sniper location. While the suppressed rifle lacked the long-range stopping power of the standard weapon, It was incredibly lethal for coordinated ambushes from concealed urban positions. This setup allowed the Soviet resistance to maintain constant psychological pressure on occupying forces by striking silently from the shadows. Next, we have the M3 grease gun fitted with the Bell Lab suppressor. This American submachine gun was heavily modified with a massive replacement suppressor barrel designed specifically for covert missions behind enemy lines. Because the American military needed an alternative to the British Sten, scientists engineered a heavy sleeve filled with tightly packed wire mesh to absorb the muzzle blast. The weapon retained its standard .45 caliber ammunition, which already possessed a heavy subsonic flight profile perfectly suited for silent operations. The primary drawback of this exceptional stealth modification was the immense added weight, making the already heavy submachine gun difficult to maneuver in tight spaces. However, the sheer volume of silent stopping power it provided made it a highly requested asset for dangerous commando insertions. Let us continue with the Mauser KAR-98K equipped with the HUB-23 suppressors. This was the standard German bolt-action rifle carefully fitted with a specialized sound moderator intended for elite frontline snipers and Brandenburger commandos. The silencer itself was a compact metal cylinder that attached directly over the front sight block of the standard infantry rifle. To achieve true auditory stealth, German snipers had to pair the device with specialized heavy subsonic ammunition known as the Nahpatron. Firing standard high-velocity rounds through the attachment would cause a loud sonic crack and rapidly degrade the internal components of the suppressor. When used correctly with the proper ammunition, this weapon allowed German special forces to engage targets covertly without revealing their hidden firing positions. Moving forward, we have the Station 9 sleeve gun. This was an incredibly covert single-shot assassination device designed to be worn hidden completely up the forearm by British intelligence agents. It consisted of a highly simplified, integrally suppressed .32 caliber firing tube that was strapped directly to the wrist under a heavy winter coat. To eliminate a high-value target, the operative simply pressed the muzzle of the concealed tube directly against the victim to trigger the firing mechanism. By firing at point-blank range, the body of the target actually absorbed the remaining sound, making the execution virtually undetectable in a crowded environment. It represented the absolute extreme of World War II clandestine engineering, prioritizing total concealment and silence over range or ammunition capacity. Next, we have the Colt Woodsman .22 caliber pistol. Before customized military suppressed handguns were widely available, the early American intelligence agencies commercially purchased these civilian sporting pistols for immediate stealth operations. Gunsmiths retrofitted the barrels with commercially available Maxim silencers to provide agents with an immediate capability for silent sentry elimination. The naturally quiet .22 caliber rimfire cartridge combined seamlessly with the early baffle designs to produce a highly muffled firing signature. While it lacked the rugged durability and stopping power of later military designs, it filled a critical gap during the early days of covert warfare. Operatives heavily relied on these modified civilian weapons to conduct their deadly business until the official military replacements finally arrived on the battlefield. Let us look next at the Walther PPK fitted with a suppressor. This compact German sidearm was utilized primarily by the Abwehr and Gestapo for clandestine liquidations and highly sensitive covert intelligence work. The weapon required a custom threaded barrel extension to accommodate the tubular sound moderator, which was tightly packed with internal metal baffles. German agents favored this specific handgun because it was extremely reliable and easily concealable underneath civilian clothing during undercover operations. The suppressor effectively masked the origin of the gunshot, allowing operatives to conduct silent executions within occupied urban environments without raising immediate alarms. It became one of the most feared tools of the Axis intelligence apparatus, functioning perfectly as a close-quarters weapon of terror and assassination. Finally, we conclude with the MP40 paired with the L41 suppressor. This was a rare, muzzle-mounted sound moderator utilized by German Brandenburger commandos for specialized infiltration missions behind Allied lines. The suppressor attached directly over the muzzle nut of the standard submachine gun to capture the expanding gases of the 9mm cartridge. Unfortunately, the massive pressure generated by automatic fire created severe overheating problems and rapidly destroyed the internal rifling of the barrel. Because the suppressor severely shortened the operational lifespan of the firearm, it was only issued for specific, high-priority missions where stealth was paramount. Despite these severe mechanical drawbacks, It provided German special forces with a necessary, albeit temporary, silent automatic capability during the darkest days of the war.